McLaren's dominance in the Miami sprint race, securing a 1-2 finish, is clear evidence that their current aerodynamic innovation far surpasses that of the increasingly struggling Mercedes. McLaren's success isn't just luck, but rather the result of the efficiency of their latest upgrade package, which is able to adapt to the characteristics of the Miami track. McLaren is the team that has been most adept at adapting to technical limitations. Mercedes' dominance before Miami had many considering them virtually untouchable. However, the sprint race revealed a previously hidden gap. Miami presented a track that demands balance, particularly in technical aspects and tire management. Mercedes appeared to struggle to maintain stable tire temperatures, resulting in a drastic drop in performance compared to the previous round. When grip disappeared, their usual pace advantage vanished, leaving them looking far more vulnerable than usual. In contrast, McLaren came up with a package that felt much better suited to Miami's conditions. They managed to find the optimal setup, particularly in maintaining tire consistency throughout the relatively short, yet still demanding sprint. Their car seemed more lively in slow corners and corner exit acceleration, which is key at this circuit. As a result, they were not only fast over a single lap, but also able to maintain their pace without significant degradation, something that had been Mercedes' weakness in this race. McLaren's first and second place finishes were the result of the integration of an active aerodynamic system that was highly adaptive to the changing wind direction in Miami. McLaren managed to create a car that was not only fast on the straights but also very stable under hard braking, an area where Mercedes was particularly weak. McLaren's ability to manage the hybrid powertrain ensured their drivers always had the energy reserves to overtake or defend against DRS attacks. This success proved that McLaren's focus on pure racing development was more effective than Mercedes, which was too burdened by the politics of manufacturer regulations. Overall, McLaren's 1-2 finish sends a strong message that they are the new masters of unconventional circuits like Miami. Mercedes' predicted demise has now become a reality, with them struggling to even compete for points in the sprint race. With a remarkably stable car, McLaren is now the clear favorite to win tomorrow's main race and further embarrass Mercedes. The 2026 Miami GP will be remembered as the moment McLaren established itself as the new gold standard in F1 engineering, leaving Mercedes increasingly mired in its own regulatory failures. The heated conflict that has been going on behind the scenes between the FIA and Formula One's commercial overlords has now entered a new phase that is very scary for the stability of this sport in 2026. Mohammed Ben Sulayem, the FIA president who is known to be very vocal, is reportedly starting a very systematic revenge action against the big teams who openly rejected the presence of the 11th team, Andretti Global. This tension is no longer just a matter of money or broadcasting rights, but a battle of high egos that has the potential to destroy the commercial order of this sport forever if not immediately suppressed. Many in the paddock are starting to smell the scent of a technical conspiracy deliberately created by the FIA to make it difficult for the big teams who try to dictate the rules of the game on the grid. Amidst the political tension, a major technical scandal finally broke out, immediately shaking the integrity of the competition. The FIA has officially banned the illegal MGUK tactic used by the Mercedes team to manipulate their electrical power output in the final seconds of the crucial qualifying lap. The Silver Arrows were found to have cleverly exploited a regulatory loophole by activating a fake emergency shutdown mode just before the finish line to avoid the 50 kilowatts per second linear power reduction required by the rules. This move was considered detrimental to the spirit of sportsmanship because Mercedes used a safety protocol that was supposed to protect the engine, only as a cover to maintain an abnormal top speed. The FIA first discovered the energy manipulation scandal after reviewing a significant and unnatural speed difference between Mercedes cars and other competitors on the straights. The FIA technical representative who monitored the incident in the previous series stated that strict action must be taken for the safety of the drivers on the track. Technically, the regulations require a gradual reduction in electrical power, but Mercedes instead used a system failure protocol to maintain full power until the last second. This is a very dangerous gray line tactic, because if the power unit protection system were to completely fail when used as a cheating tool, the consequences could be very fatal for the engine's durability. The FIA's decisive action was also a direct response to a scathing report filed by Ferrari, highlighting the dangers of low-speed Mercedes cars during outlaps. Ferrari claimed that Mercedes' tactics had the potential to trigger fatal accidents due to the excessive speed contrast in the circuit's blind spots. Facing increasingly tense competition at the start of the 2026 season, the Maranello-based team did not remain silent and chose to take very aggressive retaliatory measures. They surprisingly brought in renowned control system specialist Maxime Martinez from Formula E to lead the oversight of energy management algorithms to ensure there was no further cheating that harmed their team. French engineer Maxime Martinez is now a key figure behind Ferrari's pit wall, maximizing every ounce of powertrain energy management algorithm. This is crucial given that, in this era of new engine regulations, every hundredth of a second can determine starting positions on a tightly packed qualifying grid. Ferrari is aware that they cannot rely solely on raw engine power, but must excel in the efficiency of highly complex software. Martinez's presence is expected to provide new insights into how to manipulate energy legally and efficiently, while simultaneously closing any gaps that their main rivals might still be able to exploit on the racetrack. On the other hand, Ben Sulayem seems to want to send a very strong message through this MGUK ban, that the FIA is the rightful owner of all the regulations of this sport without exception. Anyone who tries to hinder his vision of expanding the F1 grid or tries to play around in the gray areas of the regulations will feel very painful technical consequences. The FIA is reportedly deliberately tightening its supervision of teams that oppose the entry of Andretti Cadillac as a form of political pressure behind the scenes. This battle is no longer just about who has the fastest car on the circuit, but about who has the strongest influence to control the pen that writes every line of the rules in the official FIA regulation book. The revenge scandal has now led to much stricter scrutiny of the power unit control systems of all teams on the grid without exception. With Ferrari preparing to fully launch the ADUO system in July, the FIA is expected to conduct a thorough audit of all energy management software. The sudden ban on Mercedes' MGUK tactics is clear evidence that the FIA is losing patience with the big teams trying to circumvent the rules. This is a stern warning to anyone who dares to underestimate the Federation's technical authority, as the sanction could be a permanent disqualification that would destroy a team's reputation in an instant. Liberty Media, as F1's commercial rights holder, certainly couldn't stand idly by as their billion-dollar assets were being disrupted by the FIA's aggressive political decisions. Stefano Domenicali reportedly warned Ben Sulayem not to mix technical regulations with his personal ambitions of adding new teams to the grid. However, Ben Sulayem responded with a narrative that the FIA is the sole guardian of the sport's integrity, not a servant of the profit interests of large corporations seeking to maintain monopolies. The tension between these two supreme bodies has created a very unhealthy atmosphere within the paddock ahead of the upcoming major races. In the lead-up to the Miami GP, the atmosphere among mechanics and engineers is sure to be tense as everyone waits to see what further interventions the FIA will take. Will there be surprise inspections specifically aimed at breaking down the morale of certain teams deemed to be rebellious? Or will Ferrari successfully use this momentum to completely outperform Mercedes with their new aerodynamic package and software optimizations? One thing is for sure, every component brought to Miami will now be microscopically inspected by the FIA's technical delegate to ensure there are no more secret modes or illegal tactics hidden within any of the car's power units. On the other hand, Fred Vasseur is proud of Ferrari's move to choose the legal innovation path by hiring Martinez, rather than looking for safety loopholes like his rivals did. Vasseur is confident that with accelerated technical validation, Ferrari will be ready to close the entire performance gap with Mercedes when they enter the European racing phase later. Ferrari's strategy of focusing development on ADUO and integrating control systems from Formula E demonstrates that F1's future now hinges heavily on software advancements. The Maranello-based team is aiming to significantly reduce the performance gap through software optimization and its groundbreaking Miami aerodynamics package. This effort includes a 24-hour technical validation at their headquarters to ensure the new components are ready before the crucial Barcelona round. If Ferrari can prove that their legal approach is faster than Mercedes' cheating tactics, It will be a major moral and technical victory for the entire Maranello staff. In conclusion, the FIA vendetta scandal and the revelation of Mercedes' illegal tactics have changed the face of Formula One competition in 2026 more dramatically than ever before. If Ben Sulayem manages to win this political battle, we may see a new face of F1 that is more inclusive but scarred by deep internal conflicts. Are you on the side of the FIA that wants to enforce the rules harshly, or on the side of the teams that want limitless innovation even if it means touching on gray areas? Leave your sharp analysis in the comments section, and let's discuss how this crazy political and technical drama will end at the upcoming Miami round.